Hello everyone, I'm back again as always, and in today's video you guys are going to see something slightly different because I've decided to change the approach that I take when it comes to making content, when it comes to making these videos, and how I inform you guys. And what I'm going to get into today from the title and from the thumbnail, as you have seen, is basically the hybrid model and what the hybrid model is, what the business models are that I'm going to explain to you guys, and how you can use them to get rich, how you can use them to basically become successful and have the life that you overall want to have. Now, for a long time, I was kind of puzzled with, should I, make content about this that I know how to do? Should I make content about this that I know how to do? But I've decided that instead of going through these different routes, like how most of these influencers or people do, is they have one set niche that they're pretty good at or have an expertise in, and they solely make content about that to sell a program regarding that. I'm not here to sell anything at all, and that's why I'm gonna just talk about the hybrid model. And as far as hybrid, this is me just explaining what it is that I actually do, how I make money, and what I'm planning on doing moving forward, so that way you can do the same. And I want to take you guys with me so that if you are willing to put in the work, if you are willing to sacrifice and dedicate a lot of your time to this, you're going to be able to see results in your life as well that you've been probably wanting to have for a while but just don't know how. Now, the hybrid model is what we're going to get into. Now, first things first, the hybrid model and what I'm about to explain is not for beginners. I've been doing business. I wouldn't classify myself as an entrepreneur for that long, but I've been doing business for around 6 years. Now, if you're a beginner, you can take what I'm saying and use it to apply to get to this level eventually, but this doesn't mean that you're able to just do this now. If you have some experience, sure, you can, do this now, and this will be applicable to you, and it could be applicable to you even if you're a beginner in the near future if you're willing to put in enough work. But the hybrid model is basically e-commerce and investing in assets that are going to make your money grow. Now, that doesn't just mean throw your money in the stock market. It just means these are two separate things. E-commerce, as far as what I like the most, is Amazon FBA, and then the e-commerce side of things, or the investment side of things, is more options trading, investments as far as investing in crypto, investing in stocks, and how you can use this as a cycle to actually make a ton of money. Now, everyone that is doing this whole entire, info product, selling you the $3,000 course is doing this. They just don't tell you. They tell you about the business model that they're doing, which could be high ticket sales, which could be SMMA, which could be, any of these things. They aren't explaining the hybrid. I'm letting you guys know that everybody who actually makes money, who actually is rich, who actually is successful, they're all doing the hybrid. No one is just doing the business model alone. And for a while I was like, maybe I should just do the business model and forget about, these extra things. Now, you can do that, but I'm telling you, the ultra successful are all doing the hybrid. Now, the reason why this hybrid, and the hybrid that I'm explaining, is going to be Amazon FBA, options trading / investments, investing in assets that actually grow. Crypto, options is more active, but stocks, I haven't got into real estate yet, but mainly investments as far as just investing in the markets, knowing where to allocate funds, knowing where to invest, how to invest. And I have 6 years of knowledge in that. That's why I'm able to do the hybrid so simply and smoothly, because it doesn't take much time for me, and I don't have to take 8 hours of my day every single day to try to learn the markets, because I've already did that since I was 14. So this is why I'm trying to say, for some of you it might not be as applicable, but I'm telling you what I'm doing. I can take 3 months, a year off from trading, and I don't have to come back and put in hours and hours every single day charting and all this stuff, because I already have the knowledge from years and years and years, 6 years that I've been doing it. Now, that doesn't mean that the market isn't going to change and I won't have to readjust, but it just shows you. So accumulate the knowledge that you need. Now, Amazon is something that I'm fairly new to, but it's not difficult for me to scale just because of the business experience that I have. The reason why this is so powerful is because when you have a business that creates cash flow, right? In the e-commerce side of things, let's just say that you're cash flowing, or netting $20,000 profit a month. We'll just say 10,000 profit a month actually, because that's more realistic. So let's say you're netting $10,000 profit a month every single month, and you're turning the cash over and over and over, and you're reinvesting everything back into the business. So, you might be making 10K net in a month, 13K net in a month, 17K net in a month. The reality is then you're probably going to go back down 12K net in a month to figure out how you can scale even further. Then you'll go, 20K net. You guys get the point. But the point being is that once you master something, you want to then be able to have a cycle which you pour cash into. That's why how I talked about yesterday, how I met with that real estate guy who's been in the commercial real estate industry for 50 years. His whole idea was, I'm going to make the commissions and use the commissions to invest into real estate again. So it's a cycle. If there's no cycle, then if something goes wrong in what it is that you're doing, then you're basically screwed. So for example, if I was doing Amazon only and I didn't have any knowledge or experience in any other business model, I still have capital, because someone knowledgeable will always find a way to have capital. But not knowing what to do with that capital is the biggest problem. But knowing what to do with the capital that you have is the biggest advantage, because someone who knows how to use the fishing rod will always have fish to catch. That's just how the game works. Someone who is more skilled at using the fishing rod will always have an abundance of fish to catch, because they simply outskill or outmastered the other fishers. That's just how the game works. So when I explain to you guys this whole hybrid model, Amazon FBA into trading, investing, and cycling through that capital, you're going to have way more money than you can ever imagine. So let me just dive into how this is going to work. So what it is that I recommend and what it is that I'm currently doing is I'm building an Amazon business. As far as the reasoning behind it is the cash flow and opportunity that I have with these wholesale distributors, everything like that. So I see that the potential with this business model is only growing. I'm able to leverage, I'm able to use credit to buy inventory to sell before I even have to pay back the banks. So if I'm able to take all this capital, put it into inventory that will give me a return on investment. Let's just say that I'm spending $100,000 a month on inventory with a 30% return on investment, which is honestly very, very reasonable for the products that I'm personally sourcing. Not all the numbers are going to be the same for everyone watching. But what I would do, and what I'm doing, invest that 100K into inventory. Obviously, we want to get to 200K, 300K. The more money we spend, the more money we make. We want to be spending more. We want to just get as much capital and deploy, spend, deploy, spend. That's how getting rich works. So, getting back 130K from that 30% return, so 30K profit. Now what we're going to do is reinvest that 130K and then make another, 30% hopefully, or maybe more. So that's $39,000 in profit on the 130K, which would now give you 169K. And all we're doing is a snowball effect. Now, that 100K and then into that 169K, that's all just from reinvesting that initial amount, whether it was from credit, whatever it was. That doesn't include leveraging even more from getting outside investors, getting more investors, and all this stuff. But keep in mind, you have to know what you're doing before you, borrow money and get outside injection of capital, get more investment into you, into your business. You have to know what you're doing. The whole key to all this stuff that I'm telling you is you have to know what you're doing. That's why you're watching me, because I know what I'm talking about as far as the investment realm. I'm still learning more about Amazon. That's why I'm not, selling anything to you guys about it. Sure, I have results, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to sell you. But the point being is I'm telling you guys that you should be in this doing, the same work that I'm doing if you want the results. because I'm already getting results and I'm only 3 months into it, and you guys have already seen, almost 2K days easily. We're going to send in inventory and do even bigger numbers. I'm not going to get into that. But the point being is that now you can inject more capital based off of the results that you're getting from the business already. Now, the next step is you're just going to continue to scale that up, but you're going to eventually have so much capital overflowing that you can now use this hybrid to make even more money. Now what you're doing is taking, let's say, we can take 40K from that profit and put it into another business. And not another business, but like I was talking about, investment. And if we have enough skill as far as options trading, we can wake up in the morning, we can go on the charts, as you guys probably know if you're in Project 3, we can take a position, make a quick 3K, and that's it. It's that simple. But that takes a lot of time and effort. You have to know the markets. You have to know what you're doing. But this hybrid is the most powerful because it's literally a cycle of money continuously flowing in a circle that if one side cuts off and becomes basically no good anymore, you're still going to have the other side where you're able to make capital from. So basically, sorry, the gardener's outside. Basically, it's a never-ending cycle of money. And once you're skilled enough to have information in two different things as far as the hybrid model, then you're able to succeed infinitely. Like if something goes wrong, you just make the switch. And you're able to just scale. Now, for some people, the hybrid might be different because I don't know everyone's situation that's watching this. Your hybrid might be, okay, let me think of an example. Your hybrid might be reselling clothes, for example, and then you have on the other side of the spectrum real estate that you're knowledgeable about. Now, obviously, I don't know much about that industry to be able to speak on it, but I'm telling you the industries that I'm picking for the hybrid, which I've already mentioned, because of their scalability and because of the possibility with it. I'm creating something right now that you guys might have seen on my story called Puzzle Capital, which is going to be a private equity firm where we basically take capital from these different investors and invest into modern things that are going to create more and more basically capital for the company, where we're able to pay back out all of the investors a return on their investment and just grow together. So once you have the information, that's the key. It's not about the capital. It's not about, oh, I have $100,000 in the bank, I have this, I have that, because I know plenty of people who have, $3-4 million of capital, but they don't know what they're really doing with the money to maximize it. There's so many ways that you can maximize, but people just settle for what it is that they're already doing, and they don't get to that next level, the next level. So I'm telling you guys this so that way you can get into the industries that are exploding, that have infinite potential. You can get into an industry that has some potential and you can grow to, 30K a month profit. But if you want to be at the level where you're making, 8-9 figures, then you have to get into these industries. Now, I'm not telling you that I'm making 8-9 figures annually, but I'm telling you all the stuff that I'm learning from people who have hit 8-9 figures. And I'm following their footsteps and I'm telling you what I'm doing so you can literally just do the same. So all the information that I'm giving you is just for you to copy and literally use to make money. Literally use it to get to the next level. Literally use it to be extraordinary. I don't want my channel to be about how to make 10K a month, how to make 20K a month. Because once you see these people and meet people doing $9 million deals, $12 million deals, 10K a month seems so it just seems like just throwaway money. So that's why you have to widen your horizon as well. I'm telling you guys, focus on the hybrid model of e-com and investing. Learn how to trade options, learn how to invest your money. If you're not as skilled, and you don't feel like you can take on the risk of trading options, then simply just learn how to invest and learn what investments are, learn what bonds are, learn what stocks are, learn about all these different markets, learn about crypto, and learn about where you can put your money into to make it grow. You want to have the cash flow and you want to be able to make it grow. That's the whole point of the hybrid. Cash flow and being able to make it grow by just money here, boom, grow, grow, grow. I'm creating the cash flow in the cycle, boom, take some here, and it's growing while I'm still making the cycle bigger and bigger. I throw this here, boom, 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 compound, 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 while I'm also compounding the cycle. So the money becomes infinite. The money becomes so much more than you could ever imagine. And the key to these things is that we all know that the markets are infinitely scalable. We already know that. That's a guarantee. The stock market is infinitely scalable. Look at Warren Buffett, look at all these investors, blah, blah, blah. Don't need to explain more. Now, Amazon does over $1 billion a day in sales. You know, this is also extremely, extremely, extremely scalable. More scalable than I would say even creating a brand as far as with what I'm doing, because you're able to simply sell these brands. If you just make a brand, then you're pretty much capped to just selling your brand. Yeah, you can scale it a ton, but you can scale way more working with these distribution companies. And like I said, this is the key. This is the hybrid that I'm focused on now. I hope you guys take this information. The camera is about to stop the recording, so I'll see you guys in the next one. And really, guys, use this information to your advantage because it's just to help you guys. So subscribe and like.